Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. Thank you all for being here. It is great to see you, whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook. Make sure you are following our page or subscribe to our channel. We have lots of great content coming to you all the time. And so great to see you. So make sure you say hi in the comments, introduce yourselves, tell us where you're tuning in from. If you're new around here, it's always great to meet friends that love watching some great quilting content. And we love feedback. Thumbs up and hearts is great. And of course, stick around because at the end of the show, you have a chance to answer a giveaway question and possibly win a $25 gift card. Say hello to the producer of all producers, Mr. HP,
What up,
running the
everybody?
show.
Hi, everybody. I'm kind
You've
of
got a cool quilt behind you today.
That is an awesome
I know. It is strip lash out of some really great Halloween fabrics. I mixed up two Halloween lines. This was a couple years ago. It was from Art Gallery and I think from Kaufman. So kind of unusual Halloween fabrics, but I love this quilt. Love this quilt. So we have lots to talk about today. It's been a wild past few days at GE Designs. Of course, our FanFest just concluded yesterday with a quilted coat class by Teresa Coates, and she taught two classes. And then we had our big tent sale on Saturday. We had, FanFest was ongoing from Wednesday last week until yesterday, through yesterday. So it's
Hi,
been,
all of our fam.
So thank you for watching. Lots of new viewers, hopefully. We got some local airtime on television, so we had lots of great new people just come visit us when they saw us on television. So that was really great. So thank you and welcome all new stripologists and all of you that have been supporting us throughout the years. We appreciate you all. Let's start off with announcing our winner from last week. Last week, my giveaway question was, what is your favorite warm breakfast? I think it was craving some warm breakfast. Anyways, our winner for the $25 gift card is...
Drum roll, please.
Josie Anderson. Congratulations, Josie. Her favorite breakfast was Eggs Benedict. Awesome. Usually for special occasions, she says. I do love a good Egg Benedict, especially if I really love one time. I don't remember where it was, but it was like a crab cake instead of like the Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
That's good. That was good.
Delish.
But anyways, congrats. And all you got to do, Josie, is send us an email to help@GEQuiltDesigns, and we will get you your gift card right away so you can go shopping without any delay. So, as I said, our third annual FanFest concluded yesterday, and we had an amazing photographer, videographer join us for the whole weekend, and we haven't gotten that footage back yet, but we will, and we'll be sharing some amazing photos and videos from the whole thing. We did happen to capture a little bit just on our phones. So let's start with, we started with, this is our Paisley Park tour that we had with Mr. HP as a bonus tour guide, giving us some inside detail. I think everybody really, really loved it.
That was a good time.
That was a good time. This is in the sound stage at Paisley Park. And so there we all are. That was a really great time. Really great time. This tour sold out right away.
Yeah.
So here's just a little sneak peek from Friday. We had our showroom open. All of our VIPs were coming in to pick up their swag and to do a make and take. And then we had a viewing party in our classroom of Happy Friday viewing party. We had our Tilda trunk show hanging all over our classroom. It was really great, and people really loved that. Such happy people. So fun to see people in person. they were making their little project, which is a badge holder, and then it can hold little things like, you know, your money and your phone and things. And so it was really, really a great time. And then we had our Friday evening at the dinner theaters. And these are some photos from Nina's class, so free motion class. This is morning of. Everything is set up. People are not there yet, but we're getting things set up. This one was one of our raffle winners. And this is when it was all over. So yes, there was no time for us to take any photos during the tent sale. It's a whirlwind. And then here we have footage from one of Teresa's coat classes. We had a packed classroom for this one. They really, really enjoyed it. Really, and their coats that are like really actually far along are going to be so amazing. So most of the students got it to a point where they could, you know, put it on to kind of model how it's gonna look. Look at this one. She used a Milky Way pattern, and then people had them in all kinds of lengths, and some added a hood, others added a collar, others did nothing. So there's so much variety in Teresa's pattern, and really great to play with in different ways. So I cannot wait to put mine together. I did get a coat cut out, so I will share once I have mine done. But this was a really great time, and Teresa's an amazing instructor, so I can't wait to actually play more with it and get mine done. So give me some pressure to get my coat done so you can see it. My goal is to have a quilted coat to wear in Houston. So if I don't have it done by then, you can really give me some serious crap about that. That's the goal.
Get her done.
I will get her done. Okay, so we have so much to share with you today. We have coming up this weekend, it's National Sew a Jelly Roll Day. And a couple of weeks ago on a Tipsy Tuesday show, for those of you that were interested in possibly sewing a quilt with a jelly roll, I chose to give you some tips on whether you're using a jelly roll, whether you're cutting your own strips. I actually challenged myself and pulled one of our scrappy strip bags, which is some of our remnants from all of the great fabrics that we cut here. And I was able to get so many strips, so many 2.5-inch strips out of that pack. And I'm planning to make a strip search quilt. So I gave you the first part of the prep 2 weeks ago. So here we are with some more tips if you want to make the strip search pattern, which is a fabulous pattern to make because it's quick and you can kind of get it done in a day if you want to. So let's take a look at my part 2 of prepping for Jelly Roll Day if you want to sew up the strip search. For those of you wanting to make the strip search for National Jelly Roll Day, I have some tips for you on making this pattern. Now, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, we did part 1 where I showed you how to prep your strips, and I actually took one of our scrappy strip bags and cut all my strips from that. So looking into this pattern, I am going to be basing this on the lap size, which is shown here on the front, which you need 39 full width strips for that one. So starting off in the pattern, now of course if you want to make a different size, you can always adjust the numbers. But in the pattern, you'll be making strip sets from your strips. You'll be making 2 different sizes, one using 6 and one using 5 strips, different amounts of each because of the size. Now the one thing that I wanted to point out before you go too far into sewing these strip sets, when I sew strip sets, I like to sew 2 and 2 strips, sew the strips first into pairs, then I join the pairs, and then I add one more strip, or I join all three pairs. It's easier to manage, and it's much easier to keep your strip set straight that way, making sure you follow some of my previous tips on pressing strip sets. Now once you have the right amount of strip sets, we're going to subcut them. But like I said, start by making one and then go ahead and measure the width of your strip set. So this is indicated in the pattern. For example, the 5-piece strip set should be 10.5 inches wide. So if you are way off on that, so here is my 10.5 inch line, so that looks good to me. I'm doing good, so yay me. But if you are way off, if you're way under, if this is not 10.5 inches, make sure you check your seam allowance and lessen it a little bit. If you're way over, and when I say way, then I'm talking at least 1/4 inch or more, then make sure you do a little bit deeper seam. So figure out your correct scant seam allowance before you go any further, because it's going to really matter in the end. So now that we have our strip sets, I'm going to subcut them. So when I have these longer strip sets, especially for the 10.5 inch wide one with a 5-piece, I like to fold them in half, making sure I'm just aligning these selvages so I know I'll get a trim. Now for this one, we want to try and get 4 subcuts out of this, which means we need a usable 42 inches out of the strip set. So if you have smaller ones, you may have to make more strip sets. So how I always determine this, I make sure, because we're going to have to cut on the edge of the ruler, I make sure I have a cut there, and then I look here and see where my 0 slit is, and I can see I get a good trim, so I am good to go. So then, as I'm lining up my ruler, I'm using my horizontal lines to line up with my seams. Now, will you land on each one perfectly? Probably not, but you can make sure that they are nice and parallel, all of them, so you're ready to get really nice squares from subcutting these strip sets. So we're cutting it to the same as the width of the set. So I'm going to make, so that means out of each of the 5-piece strip sets, you should get 4 squares. And right away, make sure you split them into 2 groups. We have block 1, so I have my clip for that. So I'm going to put half of them into block 1. And then I have the other half into block number 2. And so you want to make sure that you're putting even numbers of the small and the large into these 2 groups. So doing the same for my wider strip set. Now we can only get 3 blocks out of this, so you can either cut them folded. You'll have to open it up in the middle, so I actually like to cut one at a time. And then you get the best use of your fabric and are able to really keep them straight by aligning the seams with the lines on the cutting mat or on the ruler. So you want to do that with all your strip sets. And so you'll only get 3 out of each set. So 2 of the same go into one group. But just when you have all of your wide strip sets cut, make sure you put an even number into group 1 and 2 for the 2 different blocks. Pull this up. And so this way, if I cut one at a time, I can make sure that if I need to, I can get a trim through the 0 and then making my second cuts. So here's 2 and then 1 more. Making sure I get nice and straight. So we have a little bit more wiggle room with the big one. So now I'm ready to add these to each of the groups. And I have my strip sets all organized, and I'm ready to move on to assembling the blocks. I recommend you do 1 block at a time. So with block 1, I just grab my clip with all of my block 1 pieces, and you want to have both a large and a small one. And so in step 3 of the pattern, it shows you exactly how to turn your units to get that accurate cut, because it really matters if you're cutting these this way or this way, and that's the difference between the block 1 and block 2. So make sure you have that image right in front of you So for block 1, I'm going to start on these. I am making sure that my strips are going diagonally downhill from left to right. So you want to do that with both of them. You can, if you want, to layer 2 of them together, because we're just going to cut these apart. And normally I like to make my cut through a slit, but because the size of these are too large, I like to use the edge of my ruler. I still like to use a Stripology ruler because it keeps this part of my block all nice and in place. And then I'm just very careful cutting on the edge of the ruler, cutting these in half. So as you can see, when you cut them at this angle, you're going to end up with the same type of shape here. And I want to do the same with this one, keeping that same angle for block A. So my strips are going downhill from left to right. And I'm going to cut these apart as well. These are the larger. So now that we have both cut apart for the A blocks, it's time to assemble in step 4. What we want to do is take the large piece. I'm going to leave that here on the right side, and then the small piece, and layer them together like this. So I like to just make sure that I have my long edge of this new triangle together. You'll see that the larger one is going to be sticking up here, which is fine. So we are just going to flip this over like this and sew along this edge. And I like to mix up my units. So for example, I would do this one as well. So I have a mixture of the fabrics in each block. So once you have this one sewn together, I'm just going to show you a little step out that I have finished here. These are my B's. Let me see. Here's my A. Here is block 1. So as you can see, they're the same, similar units. And we're going to sew these together. I'm leaving this little hang up right in place. We're going to sew them together along the long side. And as you can see, we're not going to nest anything here in the middle, because then you'll end up with a rectangle. We are going to sew them tip to tip. So we're not going to match a seam anywhere. Just going to flip this on top and sew along the side, and then press one direction. And that's going to be our block 1. So once we get to this place, all you need to do is just trim off that little triangle as it's shown in the pattern, which you can do with any little ruler like this. I, however, am going to show you a little tip on how, if you want to square these up, because they are odd size, they land anywhere in between a 15.5 to a 15 3/4 inch block. So I'm going to show you how you can trim it if you want to. But otherwise, you would just trim these 2 little triangles off and you have your block done. So the block 2s are going to be very similar, except the angle of the strips. So you want to have your strips going downhill from right to left. You're going to cut them apart that way. And that's how you end up with the opposite units. As I showed you, you'll have opposite blocks. So see how they are different as we laid these together. And it's hard to see afterwards. That's why I recommend making all your block 1s and making sure you clip them with the right clip. But the difference is, as you can see here, these strips are angled one way and these are angled the other way. So no matter how you turn them, they're always going to be angled opposite. Okay, so let me give you a little tip if you wanted to trim these and make these really nice and square, because it really doesn't matter what the block size is. So here I have a finished block. And because these are larger, you have outside edges that are cut on the bias, so be careful of not overworking them too much. Because they are so oversized, you want to just fold them in half. So I have them folded in half here. You want to place a horizontal line on the bottom fold. And then I'm just seeing where I can get a little bit of a trim. If I'm going to trim these to 15.5 inches. That looks good to me, 15.5 inches. And then I just make 2 cuts on the 0 and the 15.5. And then I'm going to open this up and turn and fold it up again. Now along that new fresh cut edges. And repeat the other side. So aligning the bottom fold and centering that between the 0 and the 15, so you get an even trim on both sides. 15.5, sorry, 15.5, that was too much. 15.5, so there's a lesser trim on this side. And that way you'll get a really nice square block. So make sure that you leave them like this and are not handling them too much because of that bias edge all the way around. Now when it comes time to lay your blocks out and sew them together, the only thing to always remember is alternating a block 1 with a block 2. So this is a block 1. Let's see. So what you will notice when you put them together is that these should not match. So when we have a small triangle, we're going to put a large triangle. And so the seams should be landing right in the middle. So make sure you turn them correctly, and also make sure you always have a 1 and a 2. Then your strips will always come together like this and never at the same angle. They should not be at the same angle coming together. So seams should alternate and then different angles. So I hope you'll have some fun sewing on Jelly Roll Day, and I hope these tips will help you out. So I hope you try this really quick and easy pattern. Even though it looks like it's maybe harder, it's really simple and really quick. And I can't wait to see how mine turns out with all these scraps coming from all different directions. It really is one of those patterns that works for any kind of fabric. You throw anything at it and it's still going to look good, even if some of those fabrics are a little bit unfortunate. I promise. I promise. So if you have any other questions on the pattern, just ask the questions in the comments, and we will try and get to them and answer your questions in the comments. Now, I hope you sew on Jelly Roll Day. If not, you can always go back to these tips anytime. So let's take a look at some of the things that have been going on in the past few weeks. I think it was a week ago that I showed you 2 brand new quilt kits that we have coming, that we have available for pre-order. I'm very excited about both of them. So first up is this Forever Neverland. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Forever Neverland. So this is a Peter Pan inspired panel quilt. It's a really nice size, just a little bit of piecing with those stars around it. And and I love how the border is done, and then easy big border. So we have this is coming as a beautiful boxed kit from Riley Blake, and so perfect to if you want to make a quick gift or if you want to gift it. We also have a backing kit available for pre-order for this one. I just fell in love with this fabric, and so there's a backing kit you can pre-order as well for this Forever Neverland kit. And then the other kit is the Sparklers Quilt Kit, also a box kit. I love this one for, you know, red, white, and blue. I love the stars. So what we'll be doing with these kits, I'll be giving you some Stripologized instructions. So something to help out making things a little bit easier and making things come together the Stripology way using your rulers. Also a box kit, and we do have a backing kit available for this one as well. Sparklers in this beautiful sky blue. And I think that would be a wonderful backing. So these are available. They will list in the product page when they'll be shipping. I believe that is early next year. I don't promise though. You know me, I forget everything once I'm live, so I can't promise. So check it out in the product description. But we only have a few available, so if you want to reserve yours now, you can do so with a pre-order. So we are highly anticipating, counting down for our Stripology Quickies Club to kick off. And this is, of course, our full year program. We're going to do 12 video classes from our Stripology Quickies book. And we only have one more week to purchase the whole program at the introductory price. So if you want to jump on, you can do so through Tuesday next week. And now, these will also be available individually. So if you don't want to commit to all 12, that's all good. They will be available individually for $17.95 for each one. So you can purchase which ones you want. The whole program, of course, we have release schedules that you can see when each one will be released. And so we release a video and all of the files 2 weeks before the actual release of the video class. So you have some time to prep, maybe get some inspiration for what fabrics to use, and get all ready if you want to sew on the actual release day. But right now, we are opening up the individual class for Lilo, even though the first video won't be released and the files until September 25th. Today, if you want to get the Lilo class, you can purchase the Lilo individual class. And this one, so what you will get right now is just your fabric requirements and just kind of a schedule on when the rest of it will come. And so you can secure your part in this class right now. The difference between if you do the whole 12 months, I believe that each class is only about $8.33. And so that is available now. If you want a little bit of inspiration, if you have already joined us, like so many, it's very exciting. I have made 4 Lilos or 5. I'm not really sure. So the original one that you saw earlier, and then we have the one made out of the vintage fabrics. And then we made one out of, on the vintage one, we do have a few kits available if you are interested in just grabbing a kit for this class, video class. We have those available. We also made one out of playgrounds, which is really fun and bright fabrics. And even though we just sold out of the playgrounds, we are getting more. So you can get some more playgrounds if you're interested in that one. And I just used a white, like a white on white for the playgrounds background. And then I have one right beside me. That one I used Ski Hill. That is over here on the side. This is the first one I made with a dark background. So I used that really awesome espresso brown background, and it's perfect for this bundle because it has all whites and reds and teals, and I absolutely love it. Perfect for any skiing or winter enthusiast. I put a really nice cuddly minky on the back, so you'll see more of this quilt, of course, throughout the video class. But I hope you're joining us for some of the Quickies Club. Maybe you're just doing a few, or you're joining us for the whole ride. You will have those videos forever, so whether you can get to them all in 1 year, you will always have those videos so you can go back to it whenever you want to get to them. So that's the beautiful part. So I hope you join us. It's going to be fun working my way through. I'm having so much fun trying to figure out what fabrics I'm going to use for the following quilts. So thank you all for signing up, those of you already done so. Are you going to be signing up?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to sign up to quilt all my quilts that I'm going to make throughout this whole year?
Yes, I am.
Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want.
Arm
that's all I need.
Long arm heaver.
Long arm heaver. Yes. So even though we had so much going on this weekend, lots going on with FanFest, those of you that are doing London Calling with us also got your part 12 this weekend on Sunday. So part 12 is actually kind of an elongated block. It's the King's Guard. Love this one. And so the pieces are coming together. We only have one more, part 13, before our big reveal. Part 14 is the finishing. So our reveal will be, of course, in November, mid-November. We're going to have a little reveal party.
Ooh, that's exciting.
So we'll hear more about that. So any questions you have on London Calling, let us know. Of course, it's never too late to join in. You have the videos and the patterns forever, so you can take it at your own pace. Do whenever you want. But I am so excited to share the full reveal. Now, I'll give you a little secret. The London Calling quilt gets to go to London. I've always done that with all of my mystery block of the months. It gets to go to London this week. Yes, we are actually taking off and are going to take the quilt to London. So no peeking, anybody. Don't be calling any agents to spy on us. But we are very excited to take it there and maybe get some photos. So we'll see. We'll see. But so excited for the reveal. So excited. Anyways, another release happened this weekend as well on Sunday. If you had purchased our Tilda Holly quilt kit, the Stripologized quilt kit, you should have your Stripologized instructions and the video in your account. So I have not quite finished my Holly quilt. I've finished over half of the blocks, and then I just got some pieces. I got to get them all together so I can get that quilt done. It's on my list too to get her done, but I'm very excited about it. So check it out if you purchased. We still have some kits available, so if you want to hop on, again, this is not something that's going to disappear after a certain time. You always have the video and the Stripologized instructions, which are so helpful for all of the cutting. But so check that out if you purchase that kit. And we had these quilt kits or the quilts hanging up in our classroom this weekend, and people were just in awe of all of them. So a lot of you grabbed one when you were here, so we appreciate that. All right, so one more exciting new thing. We are kind of launching it now. I teased you about it last week. We are going to be carrying Cherrywood Fabrics on our website, and Carla joined us for FanFest at the tent sale. They set up a little booth to answer people's questions about Cherrywood Fabrics, and please excuse the crazy hair and wet t-shirt because it rained on us for the first hour of the tent sale, and so but we took a little video, so just there was no hair and makeup, there was just the elements.
They never will have known.
No. Yes, they would have. So take a look. Hi, everybody. We're so excited to be here at our tent sale, FanFest, and Carla and Cherrywood were so kind to come and be a part of it because we're announcing we're not going to be carrying the beautiful Cherrywood fabric. So Carla, you got to tell us a little bit how this started, just in the short, how you got started.
Well, diamond gradation is like something that people have been doing for years, but we have a special technique that makes our fabric look like suede. and our color combinations are very interesting, and we're so excited for you to get your hands on them and play with them and combine them with all the other fabrics.
Yeah, because that's one thing that people are scared to, like, you think you have to use all cherrywood.
Yeah, you don't have to use all cherrywood.
You
Mix it with your
them up.
staff.
Yeah. I just love them. They give such a rich texture. And of course, Carla's a Minnesota girl
Yes,
too,
yay,
so
Minnesota.
gotta support the females.
Right.
And so we're very excited, so unique, and so I can't wait. So check out some of our awesome bundles, and we'll be bringing in more, some tips and coachings. So, yay! Everybody cheer now! Thanks for coming to FanFest.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Show you some of these gorgeous hand-dyed fabrics. Carla has been doing this, or they have been doing it as Cherrywood for 35 years, perfecting that really lush, rich look. Those fabrics look like suede, and they're awesome, and they're so fabulous to put them into quilts. You can, of course, use them only. Like the quilt behind me, I have the Elvira, so my pattern Elvira done in Cherrywood Fabrics. But we also I talked about this with color. You can mix these fabrics with regular prints. They give that really lush feel. The colors are so rich. Let me show you some of these bundles that we have. So we have fat quarter bundles that they have put together all these beautiful collections. I just felt like when I saw them, I don't need to do anything. They have already put them together into these beautiful collections. So first off, if you like the whole color wheel, if you like to do, you know, rainbow things or just have a color wheel, they have color wheel bundles. So this one is the dark color wheel, and then we have the medium. You can see the colors, and you can see up close, if we look at these fabrics, they kind of look like suede. They have that appearance of suede, but they're of course just regular cottons. And then they have a light color wheel. These have 12 fat quarters in them. So this kind of spans the whole color wheel, just in a different gradation. I just love the subtle gradation that you can just do so many things. So then with they have a lot of 8-piece bundles, and I love the inspiration. So this is, for example, Copenhagen. This is Bourbon. Look at those Bourbon hues. They have the Potter's Wheel, all those nice neutrals. This is called Bouquet. Then we have Farmland. Love those greens and teals. This one is called Colorado. Ooh, I love this one. I love them all. This is really hard. We have Madagascar, a little bit different. This one is called New Meadow. Kiwi Berry. We have Indigo Blend, so that fade from the dark indigos into the lights. Perfect. And another fade, the Chestnut Blend. We have Montana. Love those hues as well. Those a little bit lighter. Dutch Tulip. Nice, bright flower color. Galaxy. This would be perfect for an Aurora quilt. Arizona. And then we have Vegas. Really nice primary colors. Tuxedo. Those are beautiful little burgundies. We have Seattle. Nice. This is Blue Lagoon. You could totally mix these to make an awesome Aurora or whatever. Yeah, this is so pretty. And then we have, oh, I did that already. We had Tuxedo. Here we have Antique Rose. Gotta make more room. Isn't this gorgeous? I just want to take all of it home. Texas Ranch. This is really pretty. Texas Ranch with a little bit of everything. Alaskan Sunset, so more of the pinks. You could totally mix those also to make a great Aurora quilt. Then we have this one, oops, Red Blend, so going from dark to light. And last one is the Onyx Blend, so from black in through all the grays. So these are the 8-piece. We have the 12-piece, the 8-piece, And then they have a few, just a 4-piece, and these are sometimes based on their challenge fabric. So we have the Van Gogh medley, that's 4 blues. We have the Prince medley, that's the purples. We have the hot medley, all the hot colors. A teal medley, that's really cute. And they have a grass medley, so the beautiful greens from dark to light. So I am so excited to be carrying this. We started off with the bundles, and who knows, we might start selling some yardage as well, you know, to use for backgrounds and such. But we're starting here, and we hope you enjoy this selection. Don't be afraid to mix it in with your prints, and we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. Awesome, awesome. And they are, if you have any questions on the Cherrywood Fabrics.
So colorful.
So would you?
My goodness.
Yeah, I think you would really like these because they're, you know, they're kind of like solids, but they just have so much texture and richness because of that suede look. So
I like it.
yeah, I think I need to make a few quilts using these, right?
Agreed.
Yes.
When you gonna do that?
Well,
what you gonna make with it? Which one?
we're gonna find some time. Well, here's, I tell you a secret. I actually have an Aurora quilt, half made, that I made years ago, and I used it. Those of you that have taken my Aurora classes back, well, this is like 6 years ago. I used those blocks in my classes as step outs. And so I just remembered it, and I went and grabbed them. So I have to find some more fabric because they kind of get lost as you are teaching with your stepos. They get lost throughout the time. But so I'm excited. I think that may have to be the first one that I finish. So a Aurora quilt made in Cherrywood.
Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be
That'd be
first.
perfect.
All right, but we have some more great fabrics for you. We have pumpkin and licorice, so perfect for the season. This one is blacks and a little bit of orange and just a little bit of cream. So perfect, you can mix it up with lights and darks. But let me show you pumpkin and licorice from Andover. Starting off with this really great deep, kind of a burnt orange with these black leaves and branches on them. And I love the fact that the oranges are in different hues. So we're going in a little bit lighter here. A nice print. So these are, the prints are inspired by they're a little vintage. So very traditional, but I just love the color combination. I've never actually tried that flavor combination, pumpkin and licorice. I don't know how that would be, but I love the color combination. Into a little bit of the cream. This is one of the bundles that our cruisers got to choose for their aria quilts. So they're going to use these light colors and oranges and then contrast them with the grays, which I think is going to be really beautiful. And then we have, we have a hue difference in the grays, so we're starting on the light end of the grays and then going deeper as we go into more charcoal. And I love this little floral print here because the centers are orange. And then we have a black with these orange stars, orange and gold. And then finishing off with a black print with a gray floral texture. So we have a perfectly split darks and lights, and you can play with it any which way. Perfect for the season. So let me show you some of the fabrics I pulled with it. I'll start here on the darker end with a dimples in the charcoal. So this would be the deepest tone, still not a full pure black, just a charcoal. Works nicely. And then in between would be the thatched in the shadow. It's going to be a nice darker charcoal gray that's going to read with some of these lighter ones. I did pull one more, and this is Grunge Espresso. Even though it has a brown tint to it, it works really well with these hues because there's so much warmth coming from the orange. So I really like that in there. And then this last one is Seeds in the Smoke. So I like having a little bit of white in here. It matches well with the feel of this one. So it would be a great one to add to it. For the cream tones, I chose a couple that would mix in well because they all have a little bit of print on them. So the Flights of Fancy and the Pearl would be great. And also the Deco Stitch in the Cloud because it has the print. They would just mix in with the others just like they were always supposed to be there. If you wanted a little bit more calm, I think the best tone is that Canvas in the French Vanilla. It's a great warm tone that matches this perfectly. For the orange hues, I also chose 3 just in different tones. We have the Bumbleberries in the Halloween Orange as our deepest tone that for this darkest one. For a medium one, I chose the Cracked Shadow in the Carnelian. That's a really nice medium orange. And then for some of this more duller one, the Grunge in the Cobbler is a great mix. So great options there for a little bit of more orange. Now, if you wanted something that's not in the bundle so that you can do a little bit of a pop of color, I would go with either a dark rusty red. So it's different from the oranges, still going to stand out, but it's going to feel like it totally belongs. Or maybe a brown, nice warm brown. This one is Provisions in the Sienna. Now, and this one is a Deco Stitch Fudge Brownie. So it's nice, rich, has a lot of red to it, but it's a nice hue that's going to stand out from all the blacks, and it's going to stand out from all the other ones as well. So Pumpkin and Licorice now available. Really fun, and I cannot wait to see the aria quilts they make with this one. So we have another bundle that is also brand new, looking very different, but it is gorgeous. Bit more color here. This one is called Revival, and this one is by Macaur UK. So beautiful color. I fell in love with this print here, this multi-print, multi-floral, beautiful blue color and teals with these different shades of pinks and red, and then pop of gold in there, and really rich greens as well. So I broke this down to 4 colorways for the bundle. So starting with the blues, we have a nice tone on tone here with a light blue, giving that main print a little support, but still calmer. And then I chose this small floral in the deeper teal. I really love this one, a great mixer to bring in all the colors. Going into our greens, I really love the hue of this one, a nice calm sagey green, but it's just so beautiful with all these other hues of green in there. And then we have a floral that has a lot of white undertones, so it's really line work done with that a little bit deeper olive green. And then I added a third green as from a basic, it's a Bumbleberries, but it really works nicely. So a little bit brighter undertone, but it has the darker tones as well, so it's a perfect mix to mix between the 2 other greens. Bringing in the warmer colors, the same print as we have in the teal, in the deep red, so pretty. And then I brought in the same tone on tone as we did for the blue as well, in that lighter mauve color. And then a geometric print, a little bit darker, that really has a nice fun movement to it. And I love all the kind of feels almost like a little bit of a plaid with the geometric action. And I love this print. So this mixes all the colors. It brings in the teal, the greens, the reds, and the golds, and so ties it all together. It's a great bridge. So bringing in those 2 more beautiful tones of yellow. So this buttery deep yellow here, and then one that is on the verge of a little bit of orange. So that same print we had in the pink, and a little bit deeper tone of gold. So beautiful. So this is the bundle, 12-piece bundle, and so for my poll, I went with the 4 colors. So starting with the seeds and the tangerine for the deepest orange hue, and then for the lighter gold, I chose the moonscape in the flax as a great match with that tone. For the reds, I went with a couple of tones of that pink. So we have the Whisper Weave in the blush, and then also the linen in the barn red. So these were both our Color Club colors from our Rosy Cheeks, so that those of you that subscribe to our Color Club already have some of this maybe still. For the greens, I did 2 tones as well. I did Stash in the check chartreuse. I like it because it has a little bit of white in there. It tones well with this one and pulls the deeper tones out of the greens. And then for a lighter version, the Deco Stitch and the Subtle Sage is a great option here as well. For the teals, I went with the lighter Spectrastatic in the Dusty Blue for the lighter tone is a great match. And then the Moonscape in the Spruce for a little bit darker. And because we have this extra dark, I pulled one more. It could also become like a focus because it will still stand out. This is Grunge Admirable, but I feel like it could be offer a great focus print, maybe a little narrow border or binding that really frames everything together because it's in the tone, it's the same hue as the base. Another great option for another focus print that you want to kind of spruce things up would be a deeper tone of the red. So this is Dimples in the Tuscan Red. We have a little bit of this color in this print, so I think that would be another great option to add as a focus or a border or a binding. For a background, I would go pretty light on that one. There is quite a bit of white in here. I love, though, to have a little texture. So this is Seedling in the long end, so it has an off-white, and the little dots have a little reddish hue to it, a little pinkish hue to it, so this would be a really awesome option. But if you wanted a sharp contrast and even brighten up these fabrics a little bit, you could go with a complete white. This is chalk and charcoal in the white, and as you can see, it's going to create a great contrast and really make those other colors sparkle. So this is Revival by Macawer UK, available now. Really fun prints and colorful, exciting. So that is our fabrics today, all of our new offerings, and all that's left, Mr. HP, is asking our giveaway question. So you have a chance to win a $25 gift card just by answering this question. We will announce the winner next week on our show. And here it is. Because we are so into fall and saw some fall fabrics, what is your favorite fall food? Yeah, fall foods.
Good question.
Soups and stews, of course, if you're thinking about cooking. Pumpkin flavors. I love pumpkin. Pumpkin bars for you.
Pumpkin bar.
Pumpkin bars.
That's
I
my
make a
favorite
really good
fall
pumpkin
food.
chili too. That's really good.
Pizza's my fall, spring, summer, and winter food.
So just tell us your favorite fall food. I guess it could be pretty much anything. I mean, those caramel apples. Yes. But let us know and we'll announce the winner on our next show next week. But our next show next week will be, the date is September 24th and 4 p.m. Central Time. However, there's a show tomorrow. Helene will be here with One Yard Wednesday, September 18th at 9:30. And then we will have a Happy Friday show. I think, isn't this a 4-show week? I believe this is a 4-show week. Yes. So Thursday is Perfect Pair with Nancy and Kara. That's also 9:30. No, actually, this is a 5-show week. This is a 5-show week. Friday is going to be Happy Friday, of course, at 12 o'clock. However, not with us. We're going to go on a little getaway for somebody's birthday. And so we'll have guest hosts for you on Friday. Kara and Nancy will pitch in on Friday. And then Saturday, So Great Saturday comes back with Colleen and the producers. So catch them on Saturday at 10 a.m. with some more new fun stuff for you. So stick around, everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notifications button, because then, you know, YouTube will just let you know whenever we're live. So check it out, everybody. But this is our show today. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.